Ramble.
Thank you to Lumi for sponsoring this episode.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of You Can Sit With Us. I'm Matt, sitting here with Maggie.
Hello.
We have Rainie on the ones and twos.
Hi.
And today we have a very special guest. You might recognize him from many a Try Guys video, JonnyCakes.
Hey, I do recognize me from many a Try Guys video.
Yeah.
That's how I lead.
I mean, what else? You've been in Netflix's Is It Cake?
Yeah.
You've probably been on many people's TikTok algorithms.
Unfortunately, my apologies. Yeah.
I like always a joy. Anytime you like show up on my news feed, I'm like, Johnny.
My brother said the popularity of Is It Cake is a sign that Donald Trump's going to win again.
Is it just kind of like dance mobs? Remember?
He was just like,
What kind of sorcery is that?
you know what I mean? I think he thinks that like, it's like
Don't.
the sign of like a brain dead society. But it's hurtful.
Ouch. That seems mean to you.
I
Sorry,
know.
not to get political, and also sorry, Netflix. I loved Is It Cake, okay? But like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think he's saying like, oh,
The world
and I
is
have gotten
ending.
a lot more conservative people following me. So when I post
No
something
way.
gay,
Is
they're
it the
like,
baking
"Whoa,
community?"
What? And I'm like, babe, are you kidding me? You didn't know?
Well, we're happy that you're there to kind of, put the baking community into
I'll make
you pull it a little bit more.
Community a little gayer.
Yeah,
That's what they need.
exactly.
Yeah.
How did you fall into baking, Johnny?
It's a great question.
Are you like a professionally trained pastry chef?
Did you
Did you go to culinary art school?
Self-trained?
No.
No, wow. It's just happened. You were just born that way.
I was just born with it. No, I was not born with it, and I was actually like later in life came upon it. I was a failed actor, as we've discussed on many a Try Guy videos.
I was going to introduce you. I was like, Johnny's a multi-hyphenate. If you did stand-up acting, I feel like there's a lot of people who are very talented and like cook and bake, but don't necessarily have
You're very sweet.
the pizzazz.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So what kind of acting did you want to do? That
So-
you failed from?
Yeah, so I was like happy to do whatever. Like I was auditioning for whatever I could. I was like, but it was sad because I was like not getting anything good. I was like auditioning for like yet another like non-union Buffalo Wild Wings commercial. So like I was just like, what is this? This is not what I want to do. I like doing like character silly work, but in college, all my theater professors were like, they never liked me very much. You know what I mean? As an actor. But they did say something that I thought was nice, which is like, we're more interested in like you than like the character you put on. And I was like, well, that is sweet. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll accept that compliment. But as a student who's trying to be like a Chekhov, character or something like that, it hurt me. I was like, what am I doing wrong that all these other people aren't doing? So then I moved out here and I worked all these odd jobs. I was a tour guide at Universal. I was a nanny, whatever. And the kids I nannied and I loved watching Nailed It. Where everyone's
Nailed
shitty.
it.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. And so I was
Wait,
like,
what is that show?
so Nailed It is a cake show on Netflix or a baking show on Netflix where people are bad. Like they choose people who are bad bakers. And so I was like, well, I loved a few things. I loved that we all sat down and laughed. Like it was fun to watch people baking and fun to watch people failing. And I loved that the show celebrated failure. So I was like, well, I'm a failed actor. What am I going to lose? So I started baking for the kids I nannied. And
Oh my gosh.
And then I quite quickly was like baking more and more, kind of getting okay at it. And then a year after I started baking, a friend of mine who worked at Duff's, Duff, Ace of Cakes?
Yes.
Ace of Cakes, yeah.
He was supposed to do without a recipe birthday cakes. And he couldn't do it. So he told Rachel, like, hey, I have this friend named Johnny. He's new to baking, but like he's good on camera.
Wow.
And Rachel texted me and I was like,
did not know this.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't know this either.
I was a
recommendation
fraud
from
because I had only been
Duff
baking.
himself.
No. Sorry, not Duff. A guy who worked for Duff.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. But
Same.
same. Basically. Yeah, Duff's right-hand man.
Exactly.
So Rachel was like, sorry, this is a long story. Wow, it's like this book.
Well, we have to set the scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're setting the scene. We're character building.
I'm also super interested. So you were good on camera, like you had been baking on camera, or you had been baking Like, were you filming yourself baking?
No, not really. But I had been baking and I had been like doing like some acting jobs here and there, right?
Interesting. Okay.
So they were like, he'd be good at it, even though he's new at baking. So I judged, and I felt like such a fraud.
Really?
Because I was like,
I would have never.
What were you
Yeah.
judging? What was
It was birthday cakes.
Those
Yeah.
birthday cakes. Okay, yeah.
And I mean, Rachel tells a story like, yeah, I was just like nervous about it. One of the guys at the time asked on the episode, like, what is a pound cake? And he asked it to me because I was the expert, and I was so new to baking. I was like, they're gonna know I'm a liar and a fraud.
You could tell them anything. They believe you.
I probably
They
should.
probably just tell the editor later. Just cut that part out.
Yeah. No. I mean, it was cool because you guys were very patient with me, and like it all worked out. It was fun. But the crazy thing is that, well, okay, sorry. This is such a long story. Okay. So how
I'm
to get into
loving
baking?
it.
Is that the question? How to get into baking?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then the pandemic hit, and I was like, everybody's at home baking sourdough, and I was like, well, I'm gonna get good because I need to know what a pound cake is, and I want to.
You're going to set yourself apart too, because you're not just making bread like everybody else.
Okay.
Stand
fair.
out.
So I was like, all right, during the pandemic, I'm gonna get good at hyper realistic cakes. This is before like it was a cake,
Wow.
obviously.
You were just like, chose that. You're like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, because I was
like, I
already
want to do
moving
bunk
there.
cakes.
I was already moving in that direction, but
okay.
yeah. I didn't want to do bunk cakes. I mean, bunk cakes are great. We love
Yeah.
bunk cakes, but not for me.
You wanted hyper realistic.
Hyper realistic.
So while everyone was at home making sourdough, I was making hyper realistic cakes, and then that's when like TikTok blew up. So I was like, well, I should start posting on TikTok. And so the first 2 years of the pandemic, I like grew my audience, and now I feel like I can come on a Try Guys episode and judge and like actually know what I'm talking about.
Your credentials.
wow.
Like
So you're like self-made, Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, the internet is a very powerful tool. There's a lot. I went to YouTube University, is what I call it, because like there's
I mean,
a
look
lot.
at you now.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can learn how to do everything on YouTube.
Truly.
You know?
Have you ever learned a skill? Have you guys learned skills?
So many
on YouTube?
things.
Yeah. Or like little things, like if you need to change your sink faucet head or something,
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Exactly.
I just used YouTube University for my toilet was leaking.
What'd
toilet
you
was
do?
leaking.
And you fix it yourself?
It was like the bidet, like the attachment was just plastic and it was just like busted. So I was like, YouTube, how do I do this and like open it up so it doesn't like squirt all over me? So then I looked it up and I did it.
I feel like just imagine
did
this.
it. I'm a professional. Call me for your contracting needs.
Call me for your
talking about
contracting needs.
multi-hyphenates.
Yeah,
All
leave
your
me.
bidet needs.
my one task. I'm
Do
like,
you recommend the bidet?
I like it.
You do.
Yeah. I've had different ones. The first one I had was kind of weak. It was like the pressure was
want a
not so
strong
great.
stream.
I wanted to make sure.
I don't know.
You don't?
No.
Wow.
Here's my question about
Wow.
the bidet.
Mm.
Okay, I get it. I get all the advantages. What do you do after you use it? Because aren't you like
You pat.
dripping wet with what?
A little bit of toilet paper.
Problem
but not
is,
that much.
we all know what wet toilet paper does. Well, maybe we don't all know this, but
You
wet
just
toilet
pat,
paper
pat,
like
pat.
beads up.
Well, you're not like
Disintegrates.
aggressively. You're
Got
not
it. You're just
aggressively
patting.
like getting in there.
You just sit there and air dry.
You pat. There's some of them that have fans. I'm not that fancy. I just
Fans?
Have, yeah. There's certain toilets that come with like
you imagine
warming
fanning your
fans.
asshole?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you wouldn't need pat.
Wow. Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
I
We
think
got
you
it during the
can-
pandemic because there was a toilet paper shortage. So I was like, I'm gonna get a bidet.
That is so smart.
Yeah.
Self-sufficient.
There you go.
Wow.
So anyway, YouTube University.
University.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Love
So you
it.
started making just when you were kind of perfecting your craft
Yeah.
with the kids that you were nannying.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
were just making regular cakes
Yeah, at the start, I remember like
or
making,
traditional cakes.
Yeah, I made some really crappy ones. I made one that like had candy all around it, like M&Ms and like peanut. I brought you guys cupcakes, by the way. I don't know if you eat cupcakes, but
I love
I've got
cupcakes.
chocolate
so excited.
Nutella or vanilla with chocolate ganache and Nutella filling, and I brought raspberry
I love
filling
Nutella.
and chocolate ganache.
Why are you so nice? We invite you on here and you just like treat us. You're so sweet.
I wanted to come. I was like, I need to bring cake. I feel like people expect me to bring cake, and like I don't a lot, and they're
And
like,
then you're just-
Really?
we shouldn't have invited him.
I feel like I've had many of your cakes. It's
Oh,
birthday cake. And then, what do you mean? You're making that face like, oh.
keep telling me which
No,
ones.
no, Zach's birthday cake. Zach got a cat's cake that we collaborated on meeting outside and surprising him with, which was amazing. And then I ate the hat cake at Candid Competition that you dropped off. That was vegan.
A hat cake.
It was like a it was like a hyper realistic version of
No.
his
You're
frog
getting
hat.
them mixed up.
So
You're getting
many,
them
you
mixed
can't
up.
remember what
I'm
cakes
getting
you
them
made.
mixed up.
You're
See,
getting them
that's
mixed
how
up.
many cakes I've had.
Hat cake was for the live show.
You are correct.
The Canada competition was the vegan cake, but the problem they're always the vegan ones, which is fine. Like we love our vegan friends.
Is it much harder to make?
No, but I think they're not as good as my other ones.
Not
okay.
as tasty. Not as tasty.
Not as tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. I feel like.
Well, one of the things that you said on a different interview show is that you are also focused on like flavor and texture. What tips and tricks do you have in terms of like vegan cakes or just like your regular?
There's actually, I shouldn't knock vegan cakes. One of my favorite cupcake recipes is a vegan vanilla cupcake recipe. Because you can use like, there's so much stuff, like oat milk is basically as good, if not better, I think, in baking. But
But everyone has like what they focus on, because I follow a lot of bakers actually on Instagram, because I love watching people make cake. I'm fascinated by piping.
Eating with your eyes.
Yeah, and there's one baker that I follow was like, follow all these like vegan bakers because I keep getting requests for vegan cakes, and it's like not my specialty. Like I just am not good at making the frosting and getting it the way that I like to.
frosting,
Yeah.
vegan frosting stuff.
Is it?
That's the hardest part. The cake itself actually is like kind of the same to me.
Oh, okay.
But it's the frosting that it's always overly sweet. Because I don't know why.
Because you have to use so much more sugar to make it
Using
taste good.
sugar and like non-dairy butter, like margarine or whatever,
It's
I
just
just
like
find,
oil.
Yeah.
it's like oil and sugar.
So it's like oily frosting. I get it.
But tips and tricks, I believe that, okay, so I think you need to have, in a cake, you need to have like a fluffy, light cake layer, but you also, the thing that really sells it is either a filling or like something like,
A layered cake.
yeah,
you're saying.
yeah, layered, but like I like to put in like
Like a curd.
like a curd or a filling, like a custard filling or something like that, which actually
Jellies
is
and
what I have on
jams.
these. I have jam in one and like a custardy type filling in another. It's
Yum.
Nutella-ish. And then a textural difference is kicks it over the edge. Because you don't want, cake is so boring texturally that you need a
It's
bite.
all kind of the same.
So like on these, I put Oreos on some of them and sprinkles on
Oreos.
others. You want to,
Yeah. I love that.
you want the experience,
Crunch.
the whole texture experience.
Yeah. Yum. That sounds amazing.
Do you just want to add a lot of things to one cake?
You just throw a bunch
You
of
can't
shit.
just throw a cake in the oven these days. You got to like
You
do a lot of stuff to it.
You can, and sometimes like a simple loaf cake is delicious. But I'm just saying, like I always want my pastry with a coffee with this. Like I like to feel
Different.
like a Thanksgiving
more.
plate,
Yeah.
but in one.
Smorgasbord.
A party. A party.
Wow.
Okay, so how do you even, you're making traditional cakes.
Yeah.
Then you start making hyper realistic cakes. Where do I go to, let's say I want to make a crock cake, which I've seen that you've made before. Like I don't even know how to
shoes, like the
mimic.
Crocs?
Yeah, I don't even know how to mimic
I don't want to eat a crock.
the texture. Why not?
Oh, that's my favorite cake ever.
Oh, that's so gross.
It
You're
looks
eating
so
someone's
satisfying
shoe?
sinking your
I
teeth
love
into
it.
that.
I love gross.
I don't want that.
I love plungers. I love shoes. I want to do a traffic. You know what I want to
A
do?
traffic
You know what I
cone.
want to do? This is gonna be a big one.
A bidet.
A toilet.
Wait, brilliant. Maybe for
Wow.
your birthday. That's a great idea.
Wow.
Maggie's bidet cake.
Wait, can you
Everything
imagine?
I've
You might
ever
have to
wanted.
fix it. I want to do
And then it
a.
can actually squirt. You know, you can like
Matthew.
This
squirt
is
the water.
actually brilliant.
Be great.
There's actually in baking in the baking world, there's been a big drama over a toilet cake.
Why?
Oh.
I feel like it's so easy when you're thinking of like hyper realistic.
No, like
cakes.
two bakers had a
Why?
drama.
One was
over it.
too realistic.
Well, because like you
One
know,
smelled too bad, or like
here's the thing, like the internet's a very powerful tool, but also it's like people can steal work a lot.
competition.
People and like with hyper realistic cake making, it's really hard for us hyper realistic cake makers because I don't own the Polaroid camera, right? I
Right.
can't. They own this.
Right.
So if I made a Polaroid cake and then next week you made a Polaroid cake, I couldn't be like, "Hey, you stole my cake." Because you'd be
Right.
like, well, no, I just made a cake of this thing that's existed for forever.
Yeah.
Even if you did kind of steal it.
Wow.
Copied.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Copy.
yeah.
You know what I mean? As opposed to an original design. Like it's much easier to like copyright like a wedding cake design than it is like.
Right. Nothing takes a toll on my self-confidence more than being out in public and realizing that I smell. So I'm super excited to tell you about a new product that I just tried last week, and it's called Lumi Whole Body Deodorant. Lumi was created by an OBGYN who discovered and proved in clinical testing that the vagina is not to blame for day-to-day odor below the belt. So she developed Lumi, a uniquely formulated pH-balanced deodorant. It's aluminum-free, skin-safe, and clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours. I tried Lumi last week. I tried it right before I went on a run, and I came back and I was making myself some dinner, and I smelled perfect. Lumi is unique and different from any other deodorant because it's whole body deodorant and it's the first of its kind. It's also pH balanced and safe to use below the belt. The Lumi starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like a mini body wash and some deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers can get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with promo code SITWITHUS at lumideodorant.com. So that equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit lumideodorant.com and use code SITWITHUS.
Well, I also, because I was watching one of your videos and it's like, it's so technical. Like I watched a Jenga cake and it's like, okay, to make it look like a Jenga, you have to do all these things. And it requires like a lot of thinking of like, okay, what color paint would I use? Like what mold? How do I get the mold? Like all of that. So is that also stolen, or is it really just like the concept that is hard?
So I had never seen anyone make a Jenga cake before. I hesitate to be like, no one's ever made a hyper-realistic Jenga cake, because maybe they have, but I don't think they have. But so there's no rule book, right? That's a great question. Like, what do you do? Like there's no rule book on like how to make a shoe cake or a crock cake. So it's a lot of trial and error. So what I post on social media, and I'm actually thinking about like kind of revisiting how I present my tutorials or my like making up process, because what y'all see is like, here's a 1-minute time lapse. But I spend weeks or days at least testing, doing different textures, doing different sizing, doing different materials, right? And then I just show the hits. And I'm scared of like, I don't mean to get like too serious here, but like I'm scared of like these kids today who are like depressed and sad because they see everything on social media looking kind of like perfect and thinking, well, my life's not that way. And I just don't want to be another like cog in that wheel. So I think I want to be like, I want to make some videos where I'm like, truly, like, really, like I have so many videos of failures and me screaming, fuck, you know, like, and I do think that's kind of important. I think I might start making like, here's how I failed on the crock cake. Here's how I failed on the Jenga.
Or like you could show your first attempt versus your last attempt.
I think that's really good.
Because you could really show like the
I'm sure it takes
practice.
a long time and just like
the perfection.
That's
but I do love going out and being like, okay, if I want to make that mug, like what is
do
about the
you
same?
go to a specialty cake store or like, is this just a lot of fondant? I don't even know.
Well, like, okay, I look at this thing, right? So there's a clear top, right? So that would have to be cast in like sugar to make it look like sugar glass. And then the metal, right? That's tough because
we're looking at a
fondant
Yeti.
Can't get shine. Fondant can't reflect. But you know what can? Stop me if this is boring.
No, I'm fascinated.
What can is chocolate. So like white chocolate dyed gray with luster dust on top. Luster dust is an edible shiny dust. That looks metallic. So I made like the top of like a Le Creuset
Yes.
pot, and that's a metal handle. And I did that by casting it with chocolate and then dusting it, or like a spoon. You know?
That's fascinating. Wow.
And then you just have like a cylindrical white for the other part.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what we're looking at. It is
the actual shape wouldn't be too difficult.
Yeti tumbler with kind of like a clear sippy top.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot about the audio.
I know.
Listeners. Sorry, y'all.
So, what was your first hyper-realistic cake you ever made?
I think
that you were like slam dunk. I done it.
I think it was E.T.
E.T.
Whoa.
But I mean, it wasn't hyper-realistic because it was bad. It was more cartoony than hyper-realistic.
Okay. Wow.
But yeah, my friend was obsessed with E.T. and she's like, for my birthday, would you make me an E.T. cake? And I remember being like, how? Because I was used to making like barrel-shaped cakes.
Yeah.
So I like carved. I put his little fondant blanket on over him.
Cute.
And it was not great, but it was like, I was hooked. I was like, I can't wait to get good at this.
That's amazing.
E.T. I swung big. That's like a weird first cake. Why didn't
That's a lot of detail.
Make like a box or something, you know, like a present.
Or an object. Yeah. I feel like that's like a kind of a good like Halloween prop. But I don't think... Have you used like anything as a prop before?
How do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like you could walk into the world with your ET on Halloween. Well, I guess then, do you worry about like spoilage and stuff like that?
No. So sugar is a great preservative. So cakes can last out for a long time. No, but you know what I love? Okay. I told this story I didn't tell the story anywhere.
Okay.
Brand new story, but I did tell Rachel. I did tell Rachel. I was going
Brand
through
new
TSA. Okay, so when I went home for the holidays, I was like, I'm going to trick my mom to thinking I ripped my ear off and eat it in front of her and get her reaction.
Stop.
So I made like a million I made a million of my ears.
A million?
I made like 10 in my ears.
Did you take photos of your ears or did you make a mold? Like
That I molded.
Okay.
Yeah. That I molded.
Oh.
So I made these like out of something called modeling chocolate, which is basically clay but edible. So I'm going through TSA with a bin or with like a box of ears.
Johnny, no.
Oh my God.
And they take my bag.
They're like, what are these
I'm
human
like,
remains?
As soon as, through TSA when they like separate the bags that are good from the bags they have to like check, they take my backpack. I'm like, I forgot I had it or whatever. I was like, oh my God, they're going to think I'm like a serial killer. They're going to think I'm Jeffrey Dahmer. So
oh my God.
They're going through my bag. They're looking. He pulls out the ears. I'm like, oh my God, like what am I, should I just like before he even looks inside, should I just be like, just so you know, those are like, and I didn't say anything. He opens it up. No big deal. I had a bottle of water in my bag.
Oh my gosh.
So he was picking out the water and I was like,
He didn't care about the ears.
said nothing. I was like, okay, cool. Good to know.
I'm
you
sure
can travel
TSA
with
had
ears.
said some weird stuff.
Travel with ears.
Isn't that weird? I couldn't believe he didn't say it. I was kind of pissed. It actually hurt my
things
feelings.
look different under the X-ray, you know?
I thought for a
Right,
second
that's
that
a
you
good
were
point.
going to say that you like grabbed it and like ate them and showed them that look, it's edible.
I should have. That would have been good.
Wait, was it in a box though, or did you open the box? And
It was
see the
in like
ears?
but it was like clear. It was like clear, and there was some
Like
foil.
Tupperware.
He opened it.
Oh, interesting. It was like whatever.
He didn't care.
So how did your mom respond?
Okay, I forgot. I got home and I
No,
forgot to
you
do it.
didn't.
you didn't.
But I still have them because modeling chocolate lasts for a long time. So I have them and I'm going home soon. So TBD.
So
How
they
should I-
do. You're right. They really do last a long time. Sugar.
Yeah, it's like Tootsie. Now modeling chocolate is like Tootsie Rolls, so you can have it for a
Oh.
year.
Oh wow.
They can sit on a
Decades.
shelf.
Well,
Decades,
Decades.
honestly.
I
Tootsie
can't wait to
Rolls, I
see
feel like
the
they're
end
all
result.
from like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I want to see you guys. Oh, by the way, I'm going to give you guys, I have a cake kit for people to make at home. And I was
I
going to bring them
saw.
today,
That'd be
but
so
I
fun.
couldn't get, I had to go to Pasadena or
That's
something.
such a good idea. How long was that in like what gave you the inspiration to kind of get that out into the world? Because I see such a positive response from it too. Like that's so being able to just be given all the instructions and a step-by-step tutorial on how to make it is
Yeah, because there's interest now and there's no unified area to go. I was piecing information together from different bakers online and I didn't know what supplies to use. I didn't know what modeling chocolate versus fondant was. And there's
Right.
certainly no step-by-step tutorial.
Yeah.
Well, there were, but they were behind paywalls and
I feel like the learning curve for hyper realistic cakes, you can learn how to make a traditional cake pretty easily. You can walk down the baker section in the grocery store, but hyper realistic cake, it seems like its own
thing. And maybe it should be inaccessible because who cares? But actually kids watch Is It Cake? And I get all these requests are you teaching workshops? Are you teaching classes? I'm like, no, that sounds too stressful. I don't want to teach. And then I have to show up at a certain time. I'm gonna sleep through it. So I was we'll sell a kit so that anywhere in the world you can just make one on your own. And there's an in-depth tutorial.
and they
So,
have worldwide shipping. Or within the US.
we ship to Europe, Mexico, Canada, and throughout the U.S.
Oh,
So we're
wow.
working on
More.
expanding.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's been going well, and I'll give them to you guys because I want.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have any
I wanna try
interest.
it.
I want to do it. That sounds so
Yeah.
fun.
You can trick your friends.
Yes.
Pick your friend.
You come over for breakfast. Oh
Yeah.
wait,
It's a
so
cake.
stupid. I know it's stupid, but
But
whatever.
what a delight though, because you actually do have
Are
breakfast.
you gonna make other kits?
Yeah,
Other
we were
ones?
just
Are
in a
there some,
meeting
in progress?
yesterday we were in a meeting. I would like to get your opinions on it. So I want to do a baseball cap.
Oh,
I don't know
love
if
that.
that's interesting to people. We're also thinking of I did this cartoon cake. I've said cake 5,000 times today. by the
I'm
way.
sure you say cake a lot.
No. This is
You're
excessive, and I'm now I want to ask you guys
I
about
mean,
your career.
it's literally your last name.
It's
JonnyCakes.
literally my legal last name. what was I saying? Okay. So we were thinking about baseball cap. I made this cartoon cake once, and people like that. So I might do cartoon, but that's not really hyper realistic. So I don't know.
That's still fun though.
And then I want to do a burger.
Ooh, burger's fun. I feel like that's pretty universal too.
Yeah.
Burger's universal.
To the US.
Problem is we
I feel
already
like the
did.
hat one is harder if you can't wear it. Can you like pretend to wear it?
Pretend to do anything.
Maybe
Matt.
we can like hollow out a little bit.
Yeah.
But you can't really wear it because then
I
where
know,
would the
that's what I
cake
mean.
go? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Or
like
something else. If you have any ideas, let me know. What would you like to make out of cake? And it has to fit in a box, and kids have to be able to do it.
Yeah,
And it
has to
can't be
something
branded.
Kind of kid focused.
And it can't be branded. Although, well,
Good
maybe it could
collaboration
be.
options there.
Yeah, we might work with.
I want to make
Yeah.
a Converse shoe. I don't
See,
know why.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
A shoe would be a good one.
Maybe just don't put the Converse logo on it.
Right. Or like Converse. You know, how they like do that.
Yes.
Cake first.
I know.
Yes.
That
How
would be a good
how about like a cat? Or like a puppy
like an
or something.
animal.
You know
I
what
can't
mean?
even do cats and puppies.
They're too hard.
So hard.
Yeah.
I don't do
There's so
animals.
much
Animals are
like
too hard.
texture and colors.
Do you want an animate object?
Yeah.
I think so. I
Which
know.
is hard
I know.
enough.
A cat would be cute though.
Yeah, because I feel like people would love that.
They really would, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
They could
How
make
about
their
like
own cake.
plants?
Plants,
Oh,
Like
Plants
little
we could do.
succulent things.
I just made a
feel like
cactus
those are
cake.
popular too.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Cactuses
Okay.
are fun.
And
That's
those
a
are
good
fun
idea.
for like parties because people can get them and make them and put them out on the table and then like as like centerpieces and then dessert comes and like, okay, what are we having for dessert? And I'm like, it's right here.
Surprise.
I'm sorry, I may steal this idea.
You can have these ideas.
No, like it's actually a plant is brilliant.
Yeah.
Writing this
Take
down.
it-
As
write
if
it
we're
down.
not recording.
Bidet.
Bidet.
Bidet
That's
cake.
it. Never mind. Stop
I've given you so many ideas.
I know
today,
you
Johnny.
really have.
Mr. Ideas over here.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in you calling yourself a failed actor, and I want to So first, I just want to hear your thoughts on failure and how you approach it and how you like soothe that. Because for me, failure is very hard. Like I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
You're not good at failing.
I'm not good at failing. I'm like literally crushed afterwards.
Yeah.
So how long were you auditioning?
A while. I would like to get back into it. I think now I feel very much like more stable in my life that actually I could kind of, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I did it. So I studied it in college. I moved out here in 2013, so 10 years ago. And I was doing it up until I started baking, which was like 2018. So a little while.
So 8 years.
Yeah.
That's a while to and how did you sort of like were there times where you're like I want to quit?
Yeah. Because so much of it is like what I didn't realize. Like,
Rejection.
yes.
Yeah.
Rejection's
Yeah.
hard.
So much rejection and so much rejections on things I didn't even care about.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are my
Yeah.
feelings hurt over this thing I never would have ever thought that I wanted?
Right.
It was simply because like I remember being sad because I auditioned for this like Hasbro commercial and I was like a dad who was like holding a baby at his hip. And when they said in the audition, like hold the baby at your hip, I was like, what does that mean? Like I didn't know what holding a baby. Anyway.
I feel like that's a normal thing for many people that
Yeah.
aren't
They don't know
used
how to
to.
hold babies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, then I didn't get, I thought I was going to get it. It was like, I thought I was going to get it. And then I didn't get it. And I was like, now I'm sad. And I didn't even care about this to be like, it's
Yeah.
not even something I cared about.
Yeah.
So now I'm so much happier because I get to make whatever I want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're good at it, and you honed a skill that has taken time, and you just like have a different perspective on like yeah.
I appreciate that. But I think failure, I define failure as just like, I literally, every time I went home for Thanksgiving, like, I had, so what can I see you in anything? It's like, no, Uncle Tim, you can't see me in anything still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like periods where you're in like a transition phase or you're like trying to figure it out, I feel like those questions, even though they're coming from a place of like genuine, I don't know, trying to like make small talk sometimes, but like they hurt.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So
but
why
now
yeah.
you get to be like, look at me. Look how successful I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure my uncles understand what I do, but yeah,
That's okay. As long as
You
you
just
feel
have
good
to
about
start
it.
punking them.
I really should. I should do more family stuff. I agree.
Yeah.
You should do the ear thing with them,
Yeah.
you know?
I've got many years, as long as TSA doesn't
got
take them next time.
many
Maybe I should put that in my checked luggage.
You
next
should have
time.
left it there because you knew you were going to have to bring them back.
That's such a good point. Yeah.
You brought them back and forth.
I did bring them back, and no TSA didn't stop me. Yeah.
You serial killer.
Yeah.
So why didn't you quit
quit.
acting?
So I basically did. I think like I stopped. The The cake stuff, when the cake stuff started taking off, I was like, great, I don't have time for other stuff. So I was like, I mean, I still have my agent and I still like, I don't really audition, but
You just like show up on Netflix, you know?
no, but as me, right? So like now I can be me. I would love to host my own show. I think there's just other things I want to do more. And actually I have more fun like being me and interacting with people and doing that. So we'll see. We'll see. I think I would have to, this is like therapy. Wow, this is crazy. Why, what do I want? Like, what do I want?
Or I mean,
what do you
like
want?
for 7 years you didn't you continued,
I see what you're
you know.
saying.
But I am curious
No,
about what you want.
Yeah. Why did I quit? Because I don't know, because I was learning, I was not even enjoying it anymore. Like I remember being like, another thing that I'm going to get my hopes up over. And then I don't know, do you guys have this with things
yeah.
like
Oh
where it's
my
like you
God,
don't even want to
absolutely.
put yourself in a position where you can get bitten?
Yes, absolutely.
For sure.
Or sometimes you put yourself in positions where you do want to get bitten, but like
It seems like the process wasn't fun anymore. Like
I
you
think
can
that's
still
it.
receive rejection and it be fine as long as like you're having fun doing it. Like some people can kind of process that a little different, but if you're already dragging your feet and then also being told that you're not enough or whatever, that's not a fun experience for anyone.
Yeah.
So.
I also think in life we continue to do stuff after we've decided we don't like it. And it's like, wait, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Life can be fun.
Right.
Life can be joyous.
It's like inertia. It's like, well, I don't
Stuck
know
in
what
a
else
cycle.
to
Stuck in the
do.
cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like the sunken cost fallacy. You're like, well, I've already spent this much time doing
Right.
this, so I have to keep going.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
That's it. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And also the element of all the people who knew me when I was training, when I was moving to LA, when I was doing this. If I go home and say, I don't enjoy it anymore,
Yeah.
they see it as, oh, you failed. You put your hands up in the air and you gave up. And there's pride in that. At least for me, I think there was. I still enjoy, like, my friends call it the JonnyCakes School of Acting, where like I'm in a TikTok and I look at a shoe and I give a big, it's like silent film acting where all the reactions are like way over the top. I'm sure my acting professors see it and are like, oh my God, who trained this kid? But yeah, I think we forget like life can be fun and silly and stupid. And I think that's what like is it cake? Yes, it's silly and stupid and dumb, whatever. We all get it. But like life's so goddamn hard. Like, is it the worst thing in the world that we're having fun and doing something stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people look at it sort of as like a product of a brain dead society, but I'm like, well, do we always have to be so serious?
Yeah.
Agreed.
I agree. I mean, so Matt and Maggie, and then we can get on to lighter stuff, but I'm curious about you two. When was the last time you felt like you failed and how do you approach it? How do you compartmentalize it?
The last time I failed.
I think I fail every day.
How did you feel today?
I just didn't get nearly as much done as I needed to get done today.
Well, you
before
also
getting
spilled
here,
shit all over yourself.
Yeah, I literally spilled all over me on the way
kidding.
here today. You know? Because I feel like every day you like set out to do things and you have like an idea in your mind, right? And then as the day goes on, it just never works out like that.
Yeah.
Ever.
I feel that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, my day was supposed to go so differently.
Yeah. And then like by the end of the week, I'm just like, oh, I really failed this week. I didn't get anything done that I needed to get done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Productivity is your jam.
Yeah, I
so.
struggle with productivity
Yeah.
too. I always have like a 37-point to-do list, and I feel like that's not sustainable because I just stare at my to-do list every day and I like will cross out like maybe a couple every day, and I'm like, oh God. So I just like get into the habit of just like looking at my to-do list and like next. Disassociate too much. Too much.
Yeah.
But isn't it crazy? Think of all the things you do.
Yeah.
I know. I should put those on there and be like.
Also, especially you two, because like you have these multifaceted lives.
Yeah.
You know, like that's really amazing.
So many faces.
So many faces.
I mean, are you serious? Like, do you feel like you've had multiple phases in your life?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You do.
I've had like 3 careers already, you know?
That's wild.
You have? You've
Yeah.
had, list them out. You've had consulting,
Wait,
you've had
list them out. Before that, I used to work in the nonprofit sector. So
nonprofit.
yeah, so I worked in nonprofit and then I did consulting.
Oh, and now you
Yeah.
have 3?
Mm-hmm.
Is this your favorite one?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
So how do you, if you feel failure about like productivity, then what do you tell how do you remedy that? Soften the blow.
Soften the blow.
So you don't just like feel failure all the time.
I feel like you have to give your space self to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really bad at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm someone that feels like I always have to like do stuff
Really?
and get things done.
Yeah.
I feel good about it. So I feel like giving yourself space to do nothing, especially as you get older, I feel like you can't do as much as fast
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and be on the go, 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 go. You know, not 20 anymore. Not 20 anymore.
No, and thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had really great ramen the other day, and they let it like, obviously it had cooked for like forever. Like it was so flavorful and steeped in flavor. And I was like, my 30s feel like this ramen.
Ooh.
Like I
Yeah.
feel like I steeped longer and I feel tastier,
Yeah.
even though I'm
Ooh.
older.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got
Yeah.
a good
Juicy.
chew.
That was good.
Yeah. And 20s are like cup noodle. It's like
20s are cup noodle that you
put it in
didn't
the
even wait the
fridge.
full 2 minutes for. You were too hungry.
Oh no.
You're still in the styrofoam cup.
Yeah.
You're not even like in a nice little bowl.
So did Netflix call you to be on Is It Cake? Like how is
Netflix
that?
called me. They called me.
Wow.
They did. I
You
had
manifested it.
the weird thing
They
is it
cast
was,
you via TikTok?
No, well, pandemic. I don't know exactly where. So, okay, let's see. Pandemic, March of 2021. I got the call pandemic, March of 2020. I got the call for Is It Cake, March of 2021.
Gotcha.
Wow.
So I had only been making hyper realistic cakes for a year. So I was totally ill prepared for this show. Like I was not ready, but I had one cake that was like a bagel and lox that people saw and I guess liked.
Yum.
It wasn't even that hyper. It wasn't very good. I don't know what they were thinking. But they called the whole
They're
cast.
like, we
was
want your
reached out
bagel
to.
and lox.
They did. They said, we saw your
Yeah.
cake and like there's this new show.
Yeah.
And we went and filmed, and I'm so glad there was no pressure because the show didn't exist. We thought it was going to be a failure. We didn't think it was going to be a failure. We thought it was fun, and it was like, I think people will like this show. But like, baking shows like don't take it. Baking
Yeah.
shows are on like in the doctor's office.
But I saw it
Wait,
trending for
No,
forever.
it like popped
Yeah.
off, and
Yeah.
the producers emailed us and were like, just so you all know, this was not what we expected. Like, yeah, it was
Right.
number one for like a week or so.
Wow.
Crazy. We beat Ryan Reynolds' movie, and everyone was like, "Yeah, fuck Ryan Reynolds," and I was like, "No, fuck Ryan." Like let's fuck
We
Ryan
did it.
Reynolds. Yeah,
Do you have any celebrities who follow you now? Because you have quite the following.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
these two. No,
You're like, yeah, Rihanna.
no, not Rihanna. But I will say the coolest thing was Whoopi Goldberg's assistant reached out and was like, "Hey, like Whoopi's a big fan. She
Oh my
wants you to
God.
make a cake for her daughter's birthday." So I did, and that was really fun.
What
Was it?
It was a Scrabble board, like a wooden Scrabble board. It was really fun. And Zoe Deschanel reached out recently and was like, "My daughter and I watch your videos before she goes to bed." I was like,
Wow.
"Okay."
That's so cute.
I just dropped names, but I was asked, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let the record
They
show.
watch you.
They
Yeah.
watched me. Yeah.
That's so
it's
cool.
So that was exciting.
Yeah. It is very soothing. Your videos are very soothing. So I could see watching it before you go to sleep.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm soothing?
Yeah.
Okay, we have different definitions of what's soothing.
I sort of think that might be a Gen Z like it's soothing though, because
Oh,
it's
that's
like
fair.
it's
That's fair.
light, it's funny, it's like oh yeah, like oh I messed this up, da, 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 and it's cooking, like
Yeah.
And
watching things being like piping, I think
Yeah.
is mesmerizing.
exactly.
So have you ever thought of doing a JonnyCakes like masterclass?
Ooh.
Like your own Johnny Cakes University, GCU.
I just feel like here's the thing, like I get so off topic, and like me trying to teach
I think that's the
someone
charm about you,
that's-
though.
Thank you, and
But that's the magic of editing.
That too.
true, but like
It's not like in person. It's all like
it's a good point. When we were
Via
doing
the videos.
when we were doing the tutorial for the
Yeah.
cake kit, I like had to stay on topic because
Right.
like they
Right.
had to complete this cake. Whereas like when I make a YouTube video, it's like, yeah, we're making a Jenga cake, but then I'm off here doing this and I'm on,
Yeah.
Tinder doing this. And like, oh, right. There was a cake we were supposed to
There's
make.
a reason why Try Guys like will cast you in like so many things because you're just so fun to watch. Like there's been so many edits where I'm just like crying laughing because it's just Johnny. And I'm like,
the
let it
editing
roll.
here, the editing here is top notch though. Like they make me and
and
everybody,
the
I think.
talent, hello.
Wow, that's but you know that feeling of watching the Try Guys videos. Like I was there in real life. Like it was not that funny in real life.
The editors are really extraordinary here.
They're extraordinary.
I think that
Yeah.
they're half the talent, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe a master class one day. Maybe once I can
I see it in your future.
thanks.
I see it.
Divining it for you.
Okay, thank you. I'll take that.
Finding it.
I'll take that.
So, what has been your favorite Try Guys video you've been in?
Oh, great question.
Because you've been in like quite a few.
I feel like this is like my second home now. It's crazy. I'm like,
Yeah. We'll adopt you.
thank you.
You're
Thank you,
adopted.
guys. Skydiving. was
I was
really
going to say,
fun.
was it skydiving?
Going
That
to
seems
preschool for a
wild.
day was really fun.
Preschool was adorable.
And then the cooking videos. You know what was really fun is doing phoning it in with your man.
Oh, with Eugene.
Your man.
That was a wild day.
He's out of control.
He's a little rule breaker.
Yeah, he's out of control.
was
I thought
not
Zach
phoning-
was bad.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Eugene's like, no, I'm
Pure
going to do
chaos.
some chaos. That was really fun. Phoning it in is always really fun because like I'm competing, but I have so little control.
Yeah.
So all the phoning it in is fun. And then I'm just listing every video.
What's it like to be on set here? Like just like for somebody who's never been on set.
So you know what I say when people ask, whenever people ask, I say, it really is like as it happened. Like you come here and you just get to like be yourself and they encourage you to be yourself. And then that is what plays. And it's really fun. Like, I've just worked with a lot of people who it's different on camera than it is off camera.
Oh, interesting.
And I don't feel that way. I feel like it's exactly correct.
So, were you scared to go skydiving though? I was like, I'm not going. Eugene asked me, and I was like, I'm not going.
You're not
skydiving.
doing that.
I'm not doing that.
I was scared. I was scared, not as scared as I thought I would be. You know what? Have you been?
I've never been.
No, I'm never
He's
going.
like, I'm not going.
I'm not
I
going.
went and
going.
held my
Are you kidding?
roommates
I'm not going.
like bags in college from the ground
did.
because I was so scared.
And when you were there, you didn't for a moment think like, oh, I got to get on.
I did, but it was already paid for, and I was a
Yeah.
broke college student, so I
Right,
was like,
okay.
I'll do it next time, guys.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
But I've always been intrigued. And the concept of the video that you guys did where they broke a world record was, I feel like that added to the magic of it.
Well, next time they do it,
We gotta go.
because they did it. They did it with moms. They did it with
Ooh,
us. And now
Maggie go skydiving.
Maggie. The feeling of your body. You know, our body protects us. Like we have like
Yeah.
defense mechanisms and stuff.
And then that's how you just fainted and fell.
Well, no, you would think. I thought I was going to pass out, actually.
Yeah.
But the feeling of, I remember looking out, Zach jumped out, okay, with his person. And I was like, oh no, I'm not, my body isn't supposed to do this.
It's like recoiling.
Yeah.
But I was strapped to somebody, so I had no choice. But if I was on my own, there's no way I would have done it.
Yeah. Right.
But it was
happening.
so, oh God, it's so magical. I
You would do
highly
it again?
recommend it.
Yeah.
In a
1,000%.
second.
Really?
Yeah.
All the endorphins.
Wow.
Just,
Once you get to the umbrella part, it's fun. Or is it fun to plummet?
That's what I thought it would be, because my big fear about skydiving actually was that the parachute wouldn't deploy.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize is that it's not like a complicated mechanics.
Okay.
Like if you hit the button or whatever they're doing, I don't know, like Jeopardy button.
Yeah.
If you hit the button and it doesn't go off, it's a backpack that you can rip open. It's like rip away pants, but a backpack. So you can open it.
oh,
so
the
when
one
I
of the
saw
parachute
that,
rips.
Well, okay. Well, I'm glad I didn't think about that before I jumped because that is scary.
I never thought about that either.
The thing that hurts most people is the land. Like
Yeah.
I've known people who've broken their
just
backs, their ankles, that
Yeah.
kind of
Their
stuff.
backs. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, so we met someone. I don't know if that made the cut in the video.
think it did.
No, this woman broke her back, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Wait,
obviously.
but like on the day? She broke
Sorry,
she
no.
had- Okay.
It was somebody who was there who came back to skydiving.
Wow.
After she had broken her back
She's like, "Yep,
on the
I'm ready."
land.
Face her fear
Yeah.
of landing again, or what?
She just loved it so much.
She, I guess she loved it, and she didn't really care.
She's ready to break it again.
Your little tailbone too, because you sometimes will land like seated,
Yeah.
right? Boom. I still remember that. Scene in The
you
Bachelor.
can, and that can.
That can
They should have you land.
Would
in
you do
a
like the
pool.
cliff diving? What do they call it when you're like
No,
hang gliding.
no,
hang gliding?
No.
You wouldn't do hang, but you would do. I would do hang gliding before I would do.
you would.
Yeah,
Have you been ziplining?
yeah. I like ziplining.
I want to do ziplining.
Ziplining's fun.
I don't know. Depends on like how intense I have to fall. Because I've been on zip lines where it's like, it's like very taut, so you're not really falling. But I've been on ones that you just like fall. Like
Where are you doing all these zip lining?
I did one in Mexico.
On
and
your-
I've done
on your
one
wedding?
camping. Not for my wedding. It was before.
She zip-lined in on her dress.
yeah, down the aisle. Imagine.
Wait, that's great. I'm stealing that idea too.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
That'd be so
not.
good. Dead.
Yeah, I like them when they're like nice and taut.
Uh-huh.
Because I just
feel
hate. I hate
supported.
falling. I hate falling.
So, in terms of drama, do you have any drama? Are you dating someone? Are you hooking up with someone?
Yeah,
What's the
you always
Rainie's
say that
asking the good questions.
You always say that you're perpetually single.
I know.
Okay, well, I will say.
So you're not perpetually single.
Oh my
No.
God.
It's
You
not
wiped
that
the board.
good. It's not that good.
good.
It's so
We need to go
You're
back to
getting a lot of
preschool.
people sliding into your DMs.
So-
That's what
I'm
you're trying to say.
sure.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
so we have. Okay, that's not what I was going to say.
I'm sure.
So we did a video where we tried makeup for a week. So
Yes.
Zach was doing it,
Yep.
as you know, and Jimmy was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so the whole thing was like, what do you have going on this week that like you're gonna show up in a face of makeup for?
Right.
And I was like, weirdly, I'm meeting up with my ex who's in town for a month and a half.
Oh my gosh.
So I met up with him. I had makeup, and he was like, he didn't even really notice. I was like, ugh,
I
should
know
have gone
the-
bigger and better.
the approach
supposed to be
that I know the
natural.
Zach would put it on, and I'd look at him. I'm like, something's
I wanted like,
different.
you know how Eugene can rock like
eye makeup
it's just
beautifully and
incredible.
shadow.
I wanted that.
Yeah.
But I couldn't and whatever.
Was it on
You just
natural?
needed some like rhinestones. You know?
It was
Yeah.
supposed to be natural. I didn't think that looked natural, but whatever. So anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is because, yeah, I have a former flame who's been here for a month and a half.
Oh.
So,
And he wanted
So
to
it's
meet
been
up.
flaming. That's what you're trying to say.
it's well, he's like somebody actually a BuzzFeed person.
Oh.
BuzzFeed.
Did you work at BuzzFeed?
No, but he did. So I know all the BuzzFeed gays.
By association.
You know the BuzzFeed gays. So I've been like hanging out with him a little. We'll see. You know, have you guys ever gotten back together with an ex?
No.
Kind of. Yeah. In college, there was one that would just linger.
Yeah.
Linger. There was one that just linger. And I was like, no,
Simmer.
this is always a bad idea.
Yeah.
Maybe
thank
not.
you.
Maybe.
I was like, this is looking
Good to
really
know.
good for you. This is looking
I
really
mean,
good for
different
you.
experience. Yeah.
No, and I'm friends with a bunch of my exes. I
Like
don't know if
talking
that's
to- like
as
you talk
common
to them?
in straight world, but maybe it's not common in gay world either.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's common?
Yeah, I feel like it's more common.
I feel like it's more common.
Yeah, I'm friends with a bunch.
I don't think I talked to any of them.
Yeah, I talk to most of them.
Wow.
Not that
do
there's,
you
like, a
wanna,
ton.
like? Do you still want to hook up with them?
Well, well,
Rainie.
not most.
Not most, but one or two.
Not even two. But there's one.
Just half of one.
There's one. He's here for a limited amount of time.
Manifesting your perfect partner.
Oh, okay.
What's on the
Yeah.
list?
I don't want someone involved in this
The
the entertainment.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm not gonna like see like you're perfect because you are involved, but you also
Maggie
have
is
a different.
thank you.
No, you know what I mean.
That
Like,
is so kind.
and it's not your only thing going on.
Yeah.
And if it was, that'd be fine too. But I want to go home at the end of the day and talk about something else.
Yeah.
Don't feel that way.
I get that.
Interesting.
Yeah, too much of one thing. And it's important to have, like, even if you work, if you end up finding someone who does work in production, having your own separate things
Yes.
Yeah.
is important.
You know. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know some couples who don't have separate
I
things.
just can't.
I don't know,
Older.
maybe I feel like maybe your future might be a competitor.
Ooh.
Like when if there's another,
Another hyper realistic cake
Yeah.
baker. That would be wild. I don't know if I can handle that.
and then you hate each other so much, but then,
But it's like,
yeah, it's like a Hallmark
Imagine.
movie.
yeah.
Enemies to
Yeah,
lovers.
and then you open up your own shop at the very end.
Oh,
in a small town.
That's cute. That's a Hallmark movie. You just did. You are really good with these ideas.
know.
I'm stealing all them.
Matt's gonna be your manager next. He's coming for you. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I want to
Johnny's
be.
manager.
I want to date someone older.
Oh, Silver
Like gray hair. I
Fox.
love
So like 70 plus.
No.
Some salt and pepper.
No, but a little salt and pepper.
Yeah.
People are like, I don't know.
67
For aesthetic
plus.
reasons or for because you want an older?
I just feel like such a chaotic mess that I need like someone to like.
Oh yeah, we're gonna play tennis now.
You're like I can't.
We're
date.
gonna play tennis.
Yes, thank you. Exactly. I need someone to encourage me to go to the tennis courts.
Yeah.
Go play golf.
Yeah, exactly. That's big. Yeah, salt and pepper.
Are you partnered?
No,
Do
definitely
you
not.
look for certain things?
She's looking to get on Raya.
I'm trying to get on Raya, but to no avail.
Hashtag get Rainie on
You
Raya.
can get on Raya.
You'd think. Desiree, there's 2 people in our office who are on Raya, not me.
I heard it's not all sunshines and rainbows over there.
I've heard it's, but no, but I think funny is really big. And I think
Funny's important.
I don't know.
Funny's big.
Probably like smart.
Funny and smart.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh.
Though that sounds
What do you
like
think, Matt?
Oh, funny and smart. That's it. Those are the only 2 things.
What was on your list?
I feel like I like ambitious, like driven. You know, how to also be like self-sustainable. You don't want to have to like babysit people.
Yeah.
No.
You know,
I don't want to date him.
have like their own friends. You know,
Maggie, what about you? What was your list before you met Zach?
Funny was up there for sure.
Yeah.
Because I feel like,
Anybody who's funny is so hot.
yeah.
Yeah.
And someone who's passionate about anything and everything they're doing.
Yeah.
I love like listening
Yeah.
to people talk about whatever they're interested in. And Zach has like so many little
Zach
interests.
has so many, yeah, and loves to talk. Like you get him talking about YouTube or like where the channel is going. He's really,
And he was like very emotionally available, which
huge. I mean, it's
pretty
sort of
uncommon in
Yeah.
hetero
What does
couples.
that mean? I know that's such a bad question, but what does that mean? Like, how do you describe that emotional availability?
I feel like when I was dating other people in the past, like anytime you would bring up, I don't know, your past traumas or anything like that, people would like, or like where this relationship was going, like very big,
Shut down.
they'd shut down.
Yeah.
Or not good at like vocalizing how they're feeling. I remember like one of our first arguments, Zach was like, let's talk about this. This is how I'm feeling. And from before we would just kind of not talk about things, sweep it under the rug, keep going, never kind of problem solve.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or not wanting to be, not wanting to like be there when you're having some emotional like issue. They're like, I don't like, that's too much. That's your problem.
Your thing.
Yeah. That's like, you deal with that.
You found the right guy.
Yeah. I always tell his mom, I was like, I don't know if just like him going to therapy at such a young age, like is the reason he is the way he is. Maybe it's just a little bit, but maybe he's just.
I'm sure it really helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just wired his brain like at a very young age. You're like, this is how we talk about things. This is healthy.
right.
It's okay not to have like shame.
That's so uncommon too. I feel like
Yeah.
men don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Going back to BuzzFeed in like LA, there's a lot of like for people who are thinking about moving out to LA, what would you say about it?
Wait, where did you move from? Where are you from?
Michigan.
Oh, you're from Michigan. I'm from Syracuse, upstate New York.
Okay. Why'd you come here?
Because I had to get far away from upstate New York.
There we go. There we go. As far as you could in the continental United States. Where are you
Literally.
from?
Orange County.
Okay.
You're from right down the road.
Right down the road. I've never left.
LA. You know, my advice for people in LA or moving to LA is that oddly enough, a lot of times hot people have really bad breath. And that's been shocking.
That's your hot LA tip.
Yep. Because you know, when you're a kid, you see hot people and you're like, oh, I want to move to LA. They live these fabulous lives. And then you meet them in real life. You're like, your breath stinks. That's crazy.
Breath mint.
That's
Not
not good.
weird.
That's such a good tidbit to tat.
You know, the
It's also like you're like really, you must be getting really close to people when people smell all their breath.
No, but you know.
It's like
someone's
rancid.
breath is
It's like that
astoundingly
bad.
It's just the bubble on 30 Rock, the hot person bubble, like John Hamm didn't know he was like an idiot because his whole life he was hot. So people treated him like he was brilliant, but he was like a moron and like things like that. Like I think hot people don't know that about themselves. So that's my big takeaway. Move to LA, but careful.
Just so you
Careful
know,
of the breath.
it's not going to be as fun to kiss somebody as you think.
I tweeted that once and people were like, yep, totally. Yep. Yep.
And everyone has a different brand, you know? I know what my best friend, one of my best friend's breaths, when she's stinky breath, she has a brand.
Yeah.
She has a brand. She has a brand.
It has a
bad
particular.
breath.
Yeah.
That was the worst answer I could possibly have given to that question.
I
I don't know
Tip
what the
for moving here
question
from
was.
Michigan,
Yeah,
carry
people in
around-
Michigan smell better. Okay,
Really?
no, that would be insane.
How was moving away from home?
It was good. I like to live here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Your
I like
mom,
Michigan.
she's still in Michigan.
My mom's in Michigan, and she.
Is so cute. Zach sent me her like a compilation TikTok.
Oh, hi gay fans.
Yeah,
Hi,
hi
gay
gay fans.
fans.
So cute.
She's so cute.
My mom thinks she's famous. My mom thinks she's
She
famous.
is famous.
Well,
Why would you say that?
that's. I was saying actually on the this macaron video we did, it was a self-fulfilling prophecy because she thought because like 2 of my friends liked her videos on social media, so she would make videos to her gay fans.
Well, she was right, plural, too.
Well, exactly. But then I took all those videos were like for like 5 people. Hi gay fans, and she'd start them that way and then be like, I'm at the Pride March, or I'm at whatever.
Oh, so cute.
And so I compiled all the like intros that were like, hi my gay fans, and then I posted it to TikTok, and it was like one of my first viral videos, and people were like duetting the video. But the fun thing for her was that these like a couple like girls dressed up as her for Halloween one year, and she was like, that's it, I'm famous.
I did it.
That's so cute.
I'm like,
That's
you're
so
not
good.
famous, you're crazy.
She needs her own TikTok.
But she's a lawyer, and like she has been like recognized at work in the courtroom.
my
Hi,
God.
my gay fans.
That's so
Isn't that wild?
Wow.
I
Yeah,
love that. I love that.
She thinks she's all that
Wow.
now. TikTok got
She's
to her
all
head.
that.
How do you feel about being like recognized, kind of like famous?
Okay, not famous. Let's not use the word famous. But it is fun because now so many kids watched Is It Cake that like it's sweet. Like, it's very sweet. Did anybody see the preschool video? It's okay if you didn't.
I love that video.
Augie. Do you remember Augie,
The guy who just went and grabbed your hand?
Yes, my best
of
friend.
course. He's so
My best
cute.
friend.
His mom emailed me today, just on the way here.
Oh.
I'm invited to his 5th birthday party.
Oh my God, stop.
I cannot go. It's this Sunday and I can't go, and I'm so sad.
That's sad.
But like Augie,
I can't believe he probably thought of you and was like, Mom, can you invite Johnny?
yep, and he told his mom he won't watch season 2 of Is It Cake because I'm not on it. And I was like, that's right, Augie.
Right to Netflix.
Right into Netflix, Augie,
Wow.
you 5-year-old.
Augie's parents are doing incredible work.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Augie's parents are like, I wrote that back in the email. I was like, just so you know, you're raising like an amazing young human being. He saw that I felt excluded, which like I was kidding. I didn't feel excluded. I don't need like 5-year-olds to make me like validate me.
Yeah.
And he came up to me and said, I will be your friend. Like it was
From a 5-year-old.
for a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
To know, to have that
That's so
emotional
sweet.
intelligence.
Yeah,
Isn't that
that's so
crazy?
Yeah.
sweet.
But yeah, I mean, like when kids watch the show, like
Yeah.
it's so sweet. I think I have the stupidest, most fun job in the world. And the fact that like anyone cares about a shoe or a cake that looks like a shoe, like I'm so grateful for.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They shouldn't care actually.
Well,
But they do.
Yeah, stop watching my videos. Now I'm destroying a whole generation of young kids.
Absolutely not.
no, it's art. It really is like, it's an artistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Johnny, tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me all over the internet.
All over.
I just will not stop bugging you people at the JonnyCakes.
Yes.
The JonnyCakes.
And you can
Because I couldn't get JonnyCakes.
You can buy his
Some guy in Wisconsin.
his cereal hyper realistic cake kit at
thejohnnycakes.com.
Perfect.
Thanks for plugging that.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming on, taking your time out of your busy schedule to come chat with us. I don't know why this has taken so long.
I know.
I'm so happy to be here. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Let's come back
So
anytime.
Yeah, we'll have you back for sure.
Yeah. So everyone, continue to wash your hands, be kind to people, be kind to yourself. Keep wearing your mask in crowded situations. What else?
Tip your
Vote.
servers.
Register to vote in your
Vote.
county, state.
Everything.
Register to vote
Register to vote everywhere you can.
everywhere you can.
Truly.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.